Welcome back to AI War Fleet Command, Spirecraft Showdown continuing, and as I suggested in the last session, we're going to knock out the Dire Guardian Lair here in Haumea. Now in Europa, we're also busy. We just popped the barracks, we've knocked out the other posts, and we're going to need I'm going to take out even the Wormhole Guard posts, because they gather reinforcements as well. So we're going to be in here a little bit longer, but we've got 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes, until we hit the CPA there. I got rid of already the one ion cannon here, so that won't cause us any trouble, and almost all of their ships. I don't really care if we destroy their guard posts or not. My deal here is to deal with the Guardians. And if we look at this, it's approaching halfway, between a third and half to the next particular output. Got all my ships in here too, probably going to need them at some point in this, and I'm going to just sort of... Where are they all at? What's in here? Okay, yeah, Yelling Tiger's in there. That's where I want them. Okay. So we're firing away with our Sentinel frigates to knock this out. This doesn't have a radar dampening. And then, of course, they're going to shoot at everything else that's coming at us. There we go. Let's see what we've got. We've got a Dire Widow, a Needler, and an MLRS. And we haven't seen the Needler or the MLRS before, but as you can see, they're very similar to the Laser one in the various things that they do. And, of course, our long-range stuff is going to open up on that right away. So we're just going to sort of sit here and wait. And they're going to do some damage as they come across. You know, I've noticed the viral shredders, though, are really good against those mini-rams, because as they approach, they just automatically go out and attack them and slice them up. So we've got the standard little beachhead here, 50 of the Mark V, and here's our shredders ready. 50 of the Mark V missile turrets and 30 of all the other ones. I didn't go overkill, and you can see we're chewing our way through this. We got plenty of energy yet, so maintaining a balance there. And yeah, the Widow, thankfully, is slower, so we're going to be hammering on this. I already got one of them almost dead. So this is looking pretty good to me. There we go. One's gone. Now everybody's going to focus on the Needler, and yeah, these are going to take a pounding. We lose a bunch of those, and here comes our viral shredders. And look at the numbers. They're at 98, which is actually, I think that's above my cap. And they take a lot more to reproduce, obviously, when they're above the cap. They're just trying to run away. Still 98 of them, and boom, there that goes. And in comes our Dire Widow. So this is going to end up being, yeah, they're going to, alright, you're going to tractor, whatever. I wonder if the viral shredders are immune to tractors. Would appear so. And boom. Okay, so that was quite routine, actually. We only had to be in here for 2 minutes, and we're done. We need to pack up the fleet. We need to get out of here. Let's see what's going on in Europa. Well, they've gotten the job done in here, too. So we just want to now just start pounding on the Wormhole Guard post. And as far as that goes, I could bring the fleet in here and run around real quick and help do that later if I need to. So I think that's all set. We don't currently have a reprisal, and I don't want to take anything down or risk a reprisal when we've got the CPA coming. I don't want to add more stuff to it. So I think I just want to evacuate the fleet and see what happens with the CPA, make further plans after that. But this went very well. Suffice to say, I think we're over that Dire Guardian hump. And the CPA is here, and really, economy-wise, I feel like we're basically in perfect position. Got all our ships here in Philomela, which is sort of my central location for going wherever I need to go at the moment. We got 2.9 million out of 3 million metals, so we're almost up to the peak. And well, matter of fact, we'll probably get there. But that's fine. Like, we haven't been like overflowing for a while, and we also haven't been having a shortfall or anything. And interesting thing here, 553 Mark II, 552 Mark I from Strategic Reserve, and 15 from the Shark Plot, from the one command station I lost. So they added just a bit from that. And I wonder if that's going to happen in every CPA from now on, that they'll get a few from the Shark Plot, or if it's going to just be the one. But that's something I'm going to have to watch, especially if we lose anything more. Now, the only part of it that is within the areas that I currently have scouted is here in Anti-Cheese, where it's, okay, there's about less than 300 of it. So that's only a relatively small piece, but nonetheless, I should head over that way since I can, since it's close by. It's only 2 jumps from where my fleet is, and work on that while we see what the rest of this is going to do. And it doesn't look like much here. They're all right in this little area, the group that deployed from that. But I'm just going to unload everybody. I'll put them back in later. But let's just knock this out as quick as we can. I moved to the edge of the system because Sentinel frigates. And oh yeah, they're being insta-killed by Mark V ion cannon. Am I ever going to take this system? I don't think I am. I am not. I do not have a good reason not to just get rid of that ion cannon. So, and actually I should have gotten rid of the special forces post in here too. That was an oversight. Let's just do some stuff with our Sentinel frigates. There we go. And then let's target the special forces post with them. Takes some shots away from this, but again, this isn't that bad of a group. There we go. Okay, so now all that's done. We're going to clean up this mess. Viral shredder is going to work once more. You can see, yeah, we're up to 100 now. You see, again, we're exceeding our fleet cap. And that's going to be that. This is Melpomene, homeworld, of course. And as it turns out, let's get you out of here. The AI, vengeful AI specifically, doesn't exactly like us blowing up their Mark V ion cannons. Who'd have thunk? And one of the things they have in here, they've got some flagships, some high mark stuff, and they brought in a Mark II siege tower. So they're starting to send, with their bigger vengeance groups, they're starting to send spire craft. This is the second one I've seen, but the previous one wasn't as big. I've got my fleet coming en route here anyway, because it appears to me that the majority of the rest of the CPA is coming here. And there we go, and there's another AI progress reduction. And since siege towers tend to be not a whole lot of fun, I'm just going to take this group down here and unload them all. This one has the extra surplus irreplaceable ships. And so we're just going to add them to the joyful, several flagships, and that's going to dilute our firepower. On the other hand, we're starting to slow it down. Just going to concentrate on this until we get rid of it. There we go. As soon as those flagships go down, we can shoot more at this lovely, wonderful personage. Yeah, getting off a shot or two at the command station, but we can take some punishment. Okay, there we go. So let's see where everything else is. And yeah, this group in Sela was originally in Velius, and it's traveled down here. Not too hard to figure out what it's going to do. We've got a bunch of ships here in Philomela. That's another part of the Vengeful group. I'm thinking maybe they were spawned in response to the Special Forces post going down or something else. In any case, some high mark snipers in here, but again, we have the protection against that. We've spawned a few ships in here because this is where the newly built ones are going. We should be fine here. I expect us to be. So I'm not so much concerned about that. I'm looking at this group here. And let's see where they're going. Yep, they're going to go into Adiona. And we know what's going to happen there. They're going to head off into the homeworld. Unfortunately, I decided to hide out here in Adiona, so we're going to trigger that stupid raid engine again. We've got a reprisal hitting Hebe already, regardless. But, you know, it's too many ships to just leave them alone. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of time here to go all the way to the opposite side of the system. Because the interesting thing is, they come out, even if you enter the ship, even if you enter the system in cloaked transport, so they can't even detect. They still pop out of the carrier. Don't ask me how that works. But at the same time, like if we pop across here, they're not, most of them aren't going to chase us because the ships don't actually know where they are. And you can see there's no tachyon detector there. So how did they know to leave the carrier? The game wouldn't be cheating on us, would it? Anyway, so obviously just by going over here, we've got more room for our long-range ships to go to work. We're going to leave everything out and just pound them. And yeah, you've got blade spawners. Good for you. And yeah, gravity rippers and rams and all of that. So we're going to just give ourselves maximum time to go to work on all those things. And there's a lot to clean out. You see still 500 and some. And the, yeah, about 10 seconds or so, we're going to get more company in the form of the raid engine wave. But all of that is unavoidable. So really all I want to do is just win this fight without taking too many casualties so that we trigger a reprisal. Here we go. Here comes the next group. And they've still got, they like targeting the long-range stuff, which generally makes sense. They've still got a fair amount of that over here. But now this is going to start getting interesting. This is where our viral shredder is going to earn their pay. Let's see what we got. 106, 108, 112, 17, 20, 22. So they're multiplying like crazy over here. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, that's the blade spawners themselves. And now viral shredder is going to go after some of them. So you see, some of these rams are still getting through, and we're taking some damage here for sure. Definitely losing some ships, but not nearly as many as we would have otherwise. So I normally have thought of the blade spawners, not blade spawners, the viral shredders as an offensive ship, but I think I may like them even more on the defensive. And let's not, and see, now they're getting out here in range of the long-range stuff. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You come over this way. Okay, I think that's about it. These are trying to go back to the 9-Zul regeneration post, which is pretty hilarious to me. But let's see where we are. Only 83 threat. That means we got it all, basically. We're not concerned at all about 83 threat. We defended in Philomela just fine. And I don't even think we have an active, we have one active reprisal. Okay. We want to get out of here, though. I want to pack up and get out of here, hopefully before we trigger the raid engine again. May not be able to do that. If so, we'll deal with another wave. But basically, it's time to resume our attacking activities. So, next up, we have Zelada. And this, of course, is the next step on our conquering this wing up here. Got to get this, then we probably want to beachhead this layer, and then eventually pop in here. Now, of course, we're going to take a lot of damage in here because of the armor inhibitor. On the other hand, there are no ion cannons, and of course the prize here, along with the advanced research station, is the glorious and wonderful Mark V laser turrets. So we're going to add a second turret controller. And I want to try to use as much as I can the good old transport situation. This system has never been on alert, so it should not be too terrible in terms of those sorts of defenses. You can see we've got some damage to our transports, but not a hideous amount. And there goes down a couple of missile guard posts. They have 4 more. They've got a lot of those. I just kind of want to hop around the system and strike those as quickly as I can. Now, unfortunately, it was time for the return of the hunters, and I wasn't sure if they'd be back yet, but they were. Now, I'd gone around with the assault transports, knocked out all the guard posts in the system, and I had hit the barracks when they started showing up. Now, I tried fighting them. That didn't work very well. I did actually kill one of the hunters and a good part of their fleet, but the overall picture was that they were too strong. So instead, I just loaded everything in my transports and tried to hide out. But, of course, they've got the only exit I can use blocked off. So, in comes our wonderful friend, the Armored Warhead. And let's see what we can do here. Where is it? And why isn't it blowing this up? There we go. Okay, so Now, the thing is, a bunch of their ships are other places in the system, though. So, this is not going to really work as well, and I don't know why you're coming this... That's what happened. I had them set the wrong place. So, I'm going to move these as far away as I possibly can. And then we'll see if we can finish this off with the rest of what's here. Howdy, friends. How are all of you? Because without the hunters and without some of their other stuff that they lost, I'm thinking we're going to be okay here. But I'm not at all sure. Let's see how this plays out. I don't think I'm going to knock out all of their disassembler guardians when they show up, but maybe long term I will. And of course I lost some ships before, putting them in the transports and all that. Can rely, I'm sure, a lot on the viral shredders. 250 enemy ships. Starting to knock down some of those disassembler guardians, and there goes the viral shredders to work. Chew, chew, chew through them, and yeah, all the mini rams, a bunch of them getting through because the viral shredders are otherwise occupied. We've got most of the disassembler guardians down, but not all of them. But yeah, it looks like this is going to work. So I mean, it's a real long ways from being optimal how this played out. But the bottom line is we got rid of the hunters. We're taking out the rest of their replacement ships. And we are going to be able to set up in here. Okay, so we've now gotten all set up in Zelada. We knocked out the Special Forces post here, and I took the time to build our new laser Mark V turrets everywhere. And it's taking a little bit of time to do that now because we're up to 13 planets. Knocked our metal down for a while, but it quickly recovered. And we do have one reprisal going on. Where is it? Quayar. About 500 missile frigates. They've destroyed some things, but they have no chance of overcoming us overall. And you can see there's our laser turrets. Brand spanking new ones. We got those up. So that's going to be repelled just fine. We're over here in Lunrace. Now AI progress is up to 140, but this system's going to be almost AI progress neutral. Now I brought everything in here, even though they have some ion cannons. We'll see why in a minute. But of course, this is what we've been trying to fight our way in here to get. The civilian leader outpost, the heavy bomber Mark V, lightning turret. So lots of goodies. And we don't have the lair beachheaded in here yet. We'll get to that a little bit later. But no rush there. It's not going to be spouting anything at us anytime soon. This is a Mark III system. Fairly decent number of guard posts. And what I want to do is just use the assault transport method of taking these things down. That's probably not the greatest idea with the arachnid guard post. But we'll see. I'm going to knock out everything else. How far can that shoot, by the way? Okay, out to about here, so I really don't want to be messing with this either. At least not initially. So let's take out everything else. And one of the advantages here of doing this is that since we're 2 jumps away from a friendly system now, I won't get any attrition penalty by jumping out with a transport if it gets damaged. So the idea here is I should be able to, we'll see if I can pull it off. We should be able to do this basically casualty free, which would be very nice. Okay, so there's Needler. We've got various other ships in here, not a whole lot of them though. And I just want to float my way around and knock out as much as I can, as quickly as I can. There's that one. And let's see. Let's head over to this particular MLRS. Okay. And another MLRS. Okay, one of these is getting hit pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a rest Then I'll just send you back out to repair in a moment. And all of these are just fine, so they've just been pounding on the one, and then I can just continue with my other transports. Let's get rid of that Tachyon Sentinel. And let's see, let's just get rid of some of these ships out here first, because the next one up there is a Spire Shield. Okay, you're probably ready. Gonna send you back. Then to bring you back in when the time is right. So let's see, let's get rid of the Eyebot. Get rid of that bomber. Whatever else wants to show up here. Let's get rid of that Sentinel free. I don't want to spend a huge amount of time here, but I'm okay with spending a little to clean out some of the excess baggage, as it were. Okay, so probably next, yeah, I think it's going to be this. So we got a Spire Shield and also a Force Field protecting it. So this may take a little bit of doing. Yep, okay. So yeah, let's not... The Special Forces Rally Guardian. Let's get rid of that, and then let's just eliminate a bunch of this stuff. There we go. Yeah, it might be best just to leave this be right up here. Just have them shoot at whatever they can. Let's see, is our transport that went back, how's that doing? Oh, I didn't even properly send it. Okay. I think it went that time. Let's take a look. Yeah, okay. So that's a bit of a delay that I didn't want, but oh well. See how we're doing here. Nothing below 59%. So our health here is just fine. It's just going to take a bit of time to pound through that. Yep, there it goes. Transport heading out. Let that heal up and come back in. There's a nice little negative for us. Says Quayar still has 120. Let's just make sure everything's okay. Yeah, they're just the ones that are immobilized trying to run away. That's going to be totally fine. Let's grab the mini ram. And the question is, how do I want to handle this up here? I really don't have a lot of fleet ships that can survive the ion cannons and be able to attack that, because almost all of my fleet ships would be vulnerable. Not all of them, but most of them. So that's probably not the best idea. I'm going to try to come in here and just quickly knock out this Needler and then go up to the Arachnid and see how this goes. Again, I can always evacuate more transports is the thing if this does not work out. If we start getting hit too much. And yeah, we took it down pretty good. Okay, so yeah, nothing went down below 55%. It didn't get off hardly any shots. Can target the transports, but okay, I'm pretty happy with those. So I think the barracks is our next objective, although let's definitely take out the data center. There we go. Down to 122. Okay, so we're less than 50 above the floor at the moment. Let's check on our transport. And we're back to 100%. Why don't you come back in? You, I definitely want to unload. I think this one with 56 is the other one. Yep, that's got the other rest of the Sentinel frigates and starships. So I want to unload those two. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. And then I want to, because the colony ship is out now, I don't want that quite yet. Let's go ahead and put that right back in here. And for the moment at least, I'm going to throw these in as well. Because their drones are just going to get shot at by the ions. Okay, so we have the scouts out. We should be looking pretty good here. And then Sentinel frigates. Take down the barracks. That's next task. Although actually, just take down the command station because the barracks will follow on its own. And I'm actually going to second guess my idea here. I'm going to pull these back out because I think I'd rather have their ion cannons shooting at my drones than shooting at random other things and knocking out their engines. And now we're just going to, try to wear down all of these ships. We've seen this before. Alright, Lunrace is now secure and under our control. We still have some work to do in there. We've got to build up. But you can see that AI progress was 140 when we went in, 136 now, between the reduction that we got in there. The floor continues to rise. It's probably going to get up to 100 or a little bit higher. Now we've got 2 more civilian leaders to get. One is in Sindai, and the other one is in Ceres. I think those are the only 2 that's left. I want to eliminate the one in Ceres, as I mentioned. We're going to have to capture Sindai. And then we've got to start working our way through all of the other turrets and whatnot over here and get our way into, where is it, Coruscant, which is the final showdown one. So we're pushing our way towards a showdown, not quite there yet, going to be there soon. And we really should start reducing AI progress. I'm starting to wonder, I honestly don't think the super terminal is going to be worth it in this game. Because I think we're going to get enough reduction over time from the civilian leaders that we're not going to need it. Now the new ship that we got in, I think it was Zelada. Yeah, we got the Advanced Research Station. The new ship we got in there was the Saboteur. And I've built those. I don't think any of the other ones would have been better anyway. And basically this thing can't be reclaimed. It says fires hostile nanites at enemy ships. And these overload the target's power systems, and basically it explodes violently for up to 1/10 of its damage to all of the nearby enemy ships. So it's sort of the opposite of reclaiming a ship. When it blows up, it does damage to any other nearby hostile targets. So that's sort of an interesting thing. I don't think I'll be spending a lot of funding on it, but it's there for an interesting idea. And then we're going to now be building, of course, the Mark V bomber starships and enjoying them very, very much. They're going to cost almost $1 million each, but we got plenty of metal. Now we're also going to want to be building up our new lightning turrets. Be doing that off screen along with securing this, our 14th system. It's weird to have 14 planets and that low of AI progress. I honestly think having the Spire civilian leaders on might be like overpowered in this setup without having auto AI progress or something. But on the other hand, I hadn't properly shown off really abusing them yet, so I'm kind of glad to be doing that. And we may just have plenty of other problems with the upcoming showdown anyway. Next time I'll be looking to proceed through, I'm thinking probably going to want to try to head over to Sindai and Ceres next and then work our way over into this area. Till then, thanks for watching everybody. More AI War coming up soon.